Choosing a school because of your commute is a $10 million mistake. Most ICU nurses treat the application process like a bedside job search, prioritizing a short drive over long term clinical sovereignty. But in the high stakes world of anesthesia, proximity is a trap that trades your future autonomy for short term convenience. If you choose a program that treats you like a novice rather than a provider, you are paying for a doctoral degree while capping your own earning potential before you even graduate. We are auditing the 2026 cycle to find the programs that actually move the needle, starting with the academic titans like the Middle Tennessee School of Anesthesia and Virginia Commonwealth University. If you are ready to stop trading your joints for an hourly wage, subscribe to the channel. This is where we build the clinical and professional architecture you need to exit the bedside. Subscribing ensures you never miss a deep dive into the high-level strategy required to become a successful CRNA. The Industry Audit Framework. To keep this analysis grounded in reality, we have synthesized data from three specific industry pillars: the Council on Accreditation Requirements, the AANA Professional Workforce Reports, and the 2025 NBCRNA Certification Trends. This is the only time I will cite these sources, but this data serves as the backbone for the full searchable database located on our blog. Every metric we discuss is designed to help you transition into the role of a nurse anesthetist with maximum clinical leverage. We will break down the specific case counts of clinical heavyweights shortly, but first, we must examine the programs that define the didactic standard and why institutional prestige can sometimes be a double-edged sword for your clinical development. Academic titans and the prestige trade-off. Programs like Rush University, Case Western Reserve, and Johns Hopkins are the academic titans of the 2026 cycle. These institutions offer incredible research infrastructure and national prestige that carries weight in any boardroom in the country. If your goal is a career in academia, policy, or leadership within a large urban medical center, these are elite options. However, there is a reality you must face. Being a nurse anesthetist student at a name brand university often means you are competing with anesthesiology, residents, and fellows for the big cases. When a complex cardiac case or a rare pediatric airway comes into the room, you need to know who has priority. This competition can lead to a diluted clinical experience where you observe more than you perform. Later, I will show you which schools avoid this competition entirely by placing students in settings where they are the primary learners, but we have to look at the programs that prioritize raw clinical volume first. Clinical heavyweights and the volume advantage. If your priority is the head of the bed experience, you should look toward clinical heavyweights like Texas Wesleyan University, the University of South Florida, and Barry University. These programs may not always carry the Ivy League label, but they are known for placing their students in high volume, high acuity environments. A nurse anesthetist graduating from these programs often has twice the required regional anesthesia blocks compared to the national average. They utilize extensive clinical networks that span multiple states, ensuring you aren't just hitting a minimum number, you are mastering the craft through sheer repetition. This volume builds the clinical gut required to handle a crisis when you are the only provider in the room. I'll explain how this volume directly impacts your starting $1,099 rate in a moment, but we have to address the academic floor that keeps your career from stalling out before it even begins. Didactic integrity and the board pass rate red flag. The National Certification Examination is the final gatekeeper. If a program cannot get you across that line on the first try, the clinical volume is irrelevant. You must look for a consistent first-time pass rate above 90%. Schools like Duke University, the University of Pittsburgh, and Wake Forest University are benchmarks for this level of didactic integrity. They have refined their curriculum to ensure that every student is prepared for the specific cognitive rigors of the NBCRNA standards. If a program's pass rate is hovering near the 80% floor, it is a major red flag. It suggests the curriculum is teaching to the minimum standard rather than excellence. This lack of rigor will leave you vulnerable during your first year of practice as a nurse anesthetist, struggling to synthesize complex pharmacology and physiology when a patient's life is on the line. Coming up, I will reveal which schools have the highest support scores, but we need to talk about the programs you should avoid entirely. The clinical crisis. Programs to avoid. Not every accredited program is a safe investment for your future. You must avoid schools that are in a state of clinical crisis. This includes programs with high faculty turnover or those that lack a stable, long-term clinical coordinator. One of the biggest warning signs is a program that requires students to find their own clinical sites or one that relies heavily on front-loaded online didactics without having secured stable level 1 trauma rotations. If you are paying doctoral tuition, you should not be acting as your own clinical recruiter. Beware of programs with probationary accreditation status or those whose board pass rates have trended downward for 3 consecutive years. These schools often produce a nurse anesthetist who lacks the confidence to work in an independent setting, essentially tethering you to a supervised role for the rest of your career. If you want the specific roadmap to avoiding these traps and identifying high-quality clinical sites, download my free CRNA starter kit in the description. This ebook provides the step-by-step clinical milestones you need to reach the high-level programs that actually protect your future. Attrition. Auditing the support culture. Attrition is a window into the institutional culture and how a school handles its human capital. A doctoral program for a nurse anesthetist is naturally difficult, but a high attrition rate usually indicates a lack of student support or a disjointed faculty structure. You want to see an attrition range between 3 and 7%. Programs like Villanova University, Goldfarb School of Nursing, and Northeastern University are recognized for maintaining high academic standards without washing out their cohorts. They provide the mentorship and simulation resources necessary to ensure that if you are accepted, you are equipped to succeed. If you see attrition numbers climbing toward 15%, it suggests the program may be over-admitting and using the first year to cull the group, which is a waste of your time and tuition. I'm going to break down the autonomy leaders next, which is where the real career sovereignty and financial independence begin. Autonomy, leaders, and independent practice. The ultimate expression of professional sovereignty is independent practice. If you train exclusively in an anesthesia care team model where you are constantly supervised by an anesthesiologist, you may never develop the clinical gut required to work solo. You need to look for programs that prioritize rotations in sites where the nurse anesthetist is the sole provider. Programs like Frontier Nursing University, Southern Illinois University Edwardsville, and Augusta University are leaders in this space. At these schools, you are the one doing the spinals, the epidurals, and the peripheral nerve blocks for orthopedic, obstetric, and trauma cases. You are the one making the call during a hemodynamic collapse or a difficult airway. This training is what allows you to command the highest 1,099 rates in the market because you are being hired for your brain and your ability to lead, not just your ability to follow a medical direction. Value leaders and the math of geographic arbitrage. Prestige is a luxury, but clinical quality is a necessity. Value leaders like the University of Iowa, the University of Kansas, and the University of North Florida offer a potent combination of lower tuition and high acuity clinical sites. These programs often reside in regions where the nurse anesthetist is the primary provider for the entire hospital system. This means you get the best cases and the most autonomy without the private school debt load. By choosing a high-value state program, you decrease your debt-to-income ratio and accelerate your path to financial sovereignty. You are effectively using geographic arbitrage, training in a high-yield, low-cost area to prepare for a high-income, high-autonomy career. I have a specific tool to help you compare these costs across all 130 programs, which we will discuss as we wrap up. The final verdict in the WISE CRNA database. School selection is not just about getting an acceptance letter, it is about getting out of school with the skills to lead a clinical team. Most nurses make the mistake of looking for the easiest path or the shortest commute, but the high achievers look for the highest clinical ROI. I have audited every single accredited program in the 2026 cycle and ranked them by clinical volume, board pass rates, and autonomy potential. You can find that entire searchable database in the blog post linked in the description below. Go to the site, use the data to filter your choices, and stop settling for the path of least resistance. You have worked too hard at the bedside to settle for a mediocre doctoral experience. If you want to see the literal $10 million difference between staying in the ICU and making this move, click the video on your screen now, where I break down the 30-year wealth architecture of this career. I will see you there.